Good day. Welcome back to Flight Dreams. We're back in our Twin Otter today. Twin Otter by Aerosoft. Absolutely love flying this plane. And we're in Daytona Beach. You can just see a plane heading out here. We will be flying to Fun NOTAM 2022 down in Lakeland, Florida, which is just east of Tampa. So let's have a look at the route. Here we are. You can see here, pull out for those who are unfamiliar with the area. This is Florida. There's some rain off over the Bahamas. And let's come up here. So we're going to take off from Daytona Beach. Head down here, pick up T210, airway T210, scoot around the Orlando area, come down to Varze intersection, and then down into Lakeland for Fun NOTAM 22. We are following actually the suggested routing, which is up on the Fun NOTAM website. So anybody from the Northeast, they're wanting to come in this way. Everybody from the Northeast, North, or Northwest will be converging on Varze and then coming down to Lakeland. Lakeland is an east-west runway, so depending on the winds, right now they're 340. We may get runway 10, which is an ILS, or runway 28, which is an RNAV. So we'll see. Or we might just do it visual. We'll see what happens. A couple of points to note today. We have a spaceflight from SpaceX going to be taking off shortly, I believe. So that's what this red area is. Stay out of there. This is Disney World. So we can't go into there either, which obviously we're not going to. This is Lakeland, and it's notification for aerial demonstrations, which happen late afternoon, early evening. So we're fine there to get in. No arrivals after late afternoon, so that the aerial demonstrations can go on. And this is for a baseball game between the Baltimore Orioles and the Tampa Bay Rays. So we're looking fine. Nothing to worry us today on the flight plan. There's no restrictions. These kind of areas here or warnings. We're coming through all of those. Nothing to worry about there. So let's get into our plane. And let me just go back here. Come up. And let's get her all set to get going. So I'll run through our checklist here. The inspection, exterior inspection was done by the co-pilot. So control lock off, parking brake set, fire handles in, fire pumps, what am I here? Normal. Emergency pumps both off. Great. Fuel boost pumps. There we are, off. Static source. We have to get rid of that. Yoke for a minute, norm. So that's fine. Let's put the yoke back up. Vent fan off. Ram air closed. De-icing switches. De-icing off. Bleed air off. Pitot heat off. Generating switches off. Bus tie to normal. Over here, windshield heat is off. Wipers off. And excellent. Landing lights. Come up here. Off. Ignition switch. There we are. Normal and guard it. Where am I here? Flap handle is up. Fuel levers off. That's the red levers over here. Fuel levers are off. Propellers feathered, which they are. That's all the way back. Power levels idle. And there we are. So let's get to the next phase here. Battery DC master on, and we're going for external power for now until startup. Volts are sufficient, so that's great. Internal lights as required. Cabin lighting, we'll put this on. No smoking. We want this to be dim. Let people read, because we are taking some passengers on today. We don't need the put the entrance on dim. That's to arm that. Cabin lights are fine. Position light is on. The emergency lights we have armed. Back to the main panel. Here, test the fire. All good there. Protection. Fuel quantity. There we are, 900, just over 900 pounds. That's fantastic. The indicator here. And both fuel quantities are dropping and fuel quantities are rising on that test. And the ELT, in case there is a problem, test is on, armed, in case we have to put that on in an emergency landing. Okay, fuel boost pumps. Fuel boost pumps. Forward here. Off. I gotta go. Now I have to pull back a bit. Come on. Pull back a bit. Okay, fuel boost pumps off. That's good. The lights in the panel go off. The left, the aft, off. There we go. Test. Test. We're great there. Okay, crossfeed fuel selector. Both forward. And both aft. Let's turn these on. Lights are off, that's good. Forward. Aft. Great. Turn these fuel boost pumps off. That's looking good. Okay, let's get our flight plan in here. We're starting at Daytona. Kilo, Delta, Alpha, and then Bravo. Enter that. Enter. Let's pull up the chart again here. And the flight plan. We're going to Kaiser. And so I don't want to use that plan. I'll just zoom in here and get all these waypoints. Kaiser. So Kilo. India. Zulu. Echo Romeo. Oh, Echo Romeo. There we go. Add that. The next waypoint is MC. Echo Mike. Echo Mike. Sierra. Oops, too far. Echo. Echo. Enter, accept. Dale. So Delta. Alpha. India. India. Oops, too far. Yankee. Lima. There we are. Dale. And that is AKOJO. Kojo. Okay. So Alpha. Kilo. Oscar. Juliet. Oscar. Enter that. That's great. Let's see where the next one is. PunQ. Uniform. And Papa. Papa Uniform. November. Yep. Quebec. Uniform. There we are. It is in. And here we are. Varze. So, Victor. Victor. Alpha. Romeo.
Daytona ground, generic November, 759er Lima Foxtrot requesting pushback. Generic November, 759er Lima Foxtrot, pushback request accepted.
Zulu. Varze. Enter, enter. And then
Daytona ground, generic November, 759er Lima Foxtrot, with Quebec, ready to taxi IFR. Generic November, 759er Lima Foxtrot, taxi to and hold short of runway 25 left via taxiway Charlie Tree November Whiskey cross runway 25 right Whiskey Delta Papa cross runway tree 4 Papa Echo Mike 2 Mike tree Sierra cross run.
turn that off. Don't need to listen to ground at the moment. Sounds like we're taking off 25 right. Where am I here? And looking for Lima. And that is Lakeland. It will come up. Perfect. Enter that. Add it. Yes, go back to flight plan. Once we get going, I'm going to tune in the ATIS for Lakeland and get the information on the runway. So we will not be putting that in at the moment. Don't want to fly too high today. We are going in on instruments, but 4,000, so we get to see what's going on in the world in Florida today. Let's pull up our charts using Navigraph. Oh, don't do that to me. You can see here we're down at the FBO, probably taxiing up here and in. We'll see what they give us. 132.875. Let's get the weather. 132.875.
Destination Quebec 14000 Zulu. Wind tree 07 at 17. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 19er. Dew point 10. Altimeter 29.98. ILS runway 25 right and visual runway 25 left in use. Landing and departing runway 25 right and runway 25 left.
Okay, super. So we can minimize that for now. And that's all we need to do there. So we're heading out. I should have pulled up. So we're heading out on 25. Let's get this here. 250. On our heading bug. Get that put in now. And there we go, just a little bit more. There, the heading bug, and here, get it over to GPS. Now 234 will be our route to get to Kaiser, our first waypoint. So 234, 35, 34, about there. Doesn't have to be precise. Excellent. That's all set then. We're good there. Let's pull up air traffic control. Daytona ground. Basically, we're going to be heading to the south.
Daytona ground, flight Dreams 227 with Romeo request taxi to the active departure to the south.
Flight Dreams 227 taxi to and hold short of runway 25 right via taxiway Bravo 4 Papa Delta Papa cross runway 34 Papa Bravo Echo Bravo cross runway 25 right Echo cross runway 25 right November 9 or November 11. Contact tower on 120.7 when ready.
Seems to be a roundabout way to get there.
Taxiing hold short runway 25 right using taxiway Bravo 4 Papa Delta Papa cross runway 34 Papa Bravo Echo Bravo cross runway 25 right Echo cross runway 25 right November 9 or November 11 flight Dreams 227.
So where are we here? Sometimes the runway head naming in the game does not match the actual runways. Papa before Papa. Delta Papa. It seems a little bit strange. I'm not sure where Delta is, but Papa. Where am I? Cross runway 34. There, and 9. So November 9, November 11. So we'll come out here before down Papa. Cross 34. Papa 9. November 9, November 11. Excellent. That's good. So tower is 120.7. Get that on here. $120.7. Here we are. And it's now time for the co-pilot to take over all the communications. So that's good. So let's start her up. Anti-collision lights 6. On. Fuel levers. Off. Propellers feathered. Flight idle for the power. Levers. Fuel boost pumps. On. Starter switch to the right. Oil pressure coming up. Right, NG. Okay, that's great. Fuel lever on. Monitor T5. Super. That's fine. And then let's turn the generator on. Let's start the left engine. Oil's coming up. Efficient. Fuel on. 5 rising. NG rising. Generator on. Check the oil pressure in both. Looks great. Let's just have a look here. Perfect. Switch over to the battery now. Generators both on. Bus time. Generators on. Bus tie normal. Bleed air on. And auto for the temperature for our passengers. Vent fan not required. Radio set. Transponder we will set to standby. Standby. Altimeter is set 2998 and flaps 10 degrees. Okay, before taxi. Checking here, passenger signs are on as required. Checking the controls. Here, the letter is fine. We're free, have full movement. Engine instruments look fine. De-ice will not be required today. Taxi light is on. I think we will, actually. Now I've got to bring the throttles up to 75%. Let's just back up, look out here and see what the scoop is. And a neat feature of the Twin Otter, we can use the pushback. But today, I'm going to go use the reverse. Don't want to overuse the reverse. Brake on, and let's get the clock going. To the timer, back to the clock. Great. Release the brakes. A little bit of forward thrust. And off we are on our taxi. That's the Daytona Speedway right in front of us. Daytona 500 is run. Sure, nobody to the right, nobody to the left. It's great. Start some of our pre-checks. Yeah, we'll do it when we get over further. A few planes around this morning. This is live traffic. I find that I've been doing a lot of flying out of Daytona Beach recently, doing the $100 hamburger run. We have the Sun and Fun Flyin moment. We're heading down there. Lots to see in Florida. It's a nice place to fly. Obviously very flat, so you don't have. Let's check the runway here. All clear. You don't have obstacles that way. You don't have to worry about FBO there. Also, windsock, checking that. That's good. Left on echo here. I mentioned before, I keep these taxiway indicators on, because at times it's difficult without the correct. I'm just going to go straight across here instead of making that turn. ATC is instructed. It's not realistic. It will give you. The game will give you a taxiway where you're to take off from, and that taxiway may not be what you're looking at on the charts. It makes it very difficult. Clear left, clear right, which does make it difficult to actually get ATC clearance. Plane coming in. Plane coming in from Tampa. Okay, some of these checks do aren't. Power levelers. Full forward. Flight instruments checked. Engine instruments checked. Flaps 10. Also have an indicator here for the flaps. Bleed air as required. De-ice as required. Pitot heat on.
Flight Dream 227 at runway 25 right, ready for departure to the south. Flight Dreams 227 altimeter 29.98 wind tree 07 at 17. Departure to the south approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 25 right. Jetstar ratio 1574 exit runway when able. Jetstar ratio 1574 contact ground on 121.9.
Okay, landing light on.
Cleared for takeoff runway 25 right, Flight Dream 227.
Strobe on, autopilot set, data recorder.
121.9 for Jetstar Asia 1574.
Is on. Passenger signs are on. Strobe on. We are ready to go. Okay, lined up. Bring the torque up to 30%. Torque's just below the fire handles. All needles look stable. Base brakes. My throttle up to just below red line at 50%. I did do the trim at 10% for takeoff. 80 knots. 90. We rotate. There we go. Looking good. Climb at 1500.
Flight Dreams 227 continue for south departure.
Yeah, I got that a little early, but
Daytona Tower Flight Dreams 227 continue for south departure.
auto feather off, yaw damper on, flaps up. There we go, we're almost bang on. Let's get the autopilot to do the work. And we'll go up. We'll start at 1500. And we put the nav on. Nav. That will keep us flying the flight plan versus a heading. Always keep the heading bug lined up in the direction we're going. Flaps up. Just see here. So flaps up, auto feather off, yaw damper on, fan off, passenger signs still on, the bleed air left and right is required, deflect off, taxi light can now come off, landing lights will stay on for
227 landing my airspace frequency change approved.
Daytona Tower Flight Dreams 227 frequency change. Daytona approach Flight Dreams 227 is type to Havilland Twin Otter 3 miles southwest of Daytona 2,500 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace. Flight Dreams 227 Daytona approach. Walk 5006. Walk 5006 Flight Dreams 227.
there's the plane that we saw go in front of us.
227 radar contact 4 miles southwest of Daytona 3,200 feet. Clear through the Charlie airspace. Maintain on navigation.
Some clouds around,
Cleared through the Charlie airspace Flight Dreams 227.
and let's set the heading up again.
227 yards leaving my airspace radar service. Terminated. Clock 1200. Frequency change approved.
Bring the props back,
Clock 1200.
75%.
Frequency change approved.
We'll bring the
Flight
power
Dreams
back to
227.
40.
Daytona approach Flight Dreams
It's our normal
227
cruise speed.
Type to Havilland Twin Otter 5 miles southwest of Daytona 3,900 feet. Request flight following.
Flight Dreams 227 Daytona approach. Squawk 4532.
Squawk 4532 Flight Dreams 227.
Flight Dreams 227 radar contact 6 miles west of 7 Foxtrot Lima 64,000 feet. Altimeter 29.98.
Altimeter's fine.
Roger Flight Dreams 227.
Rope 1, rope
Daytona
40.
approach Flight Dreams 227. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
75 on the prop.
Flight Dreams
Fine.
227 Daytona approach. Cleared through the Charlie airspace.
Cleared through Charlie airspace Flight Dreams 227.
I'm going to pull up now. It's AWAS 118025. Put that in when we start getting the weather in Lakeland when we're close enough. 118. Oh, too far. No, we can't do that. It's a little bit silly. That's because I'm on the wrong one. That's a little bit silly too. There we go. Just shows you how easy it is to make a mistake. And you really can't make a mistake when you're up here. I know this is only virtual, but we do look at this if it's real. 118025. Put that into the active. Calm 2. Activate Calm 2 so we're in range. We'll pick up the weather. Oh, let's close that down for now. that should be, let's go back to our, here, it should be Highway 4. Oops. And it is. There we are in the route down to Kaiser. And that double lane highway is Highway 4. Right here, Interstate 4. And when we get partly down, it'll start curving off to the left to go down into Orlando. That's where we are. See here, we just look to the left a bit. There's that curve to go down to Orlando, which is right here. So everything's looking quite nice. Not too busy on the highway. You can see some cars going. Let's have a look back here. That's it, the passengers. Not that there's anywhere to go in this plane, but we'll give them the run. If we look back here, there's nobody there, but there would be. You can see there really is nowhere to go. Do turn that sign off, just in case people do want to visit. The only problem with flying in Florida is it's flat. Sometimes it's great being in the mountains, hills, lots to see. Here, there isn't lots to see in topography, lots of homes, such. Back here to our, I think we should get some towers. We may have passed already.
900 feet, descending 4,000 feet.
Oh, there's one of them right there.
November Juliet Mike 70 Daytona approach altimeter 30 decibels.
There's one of the towers.
To Oscar Mike November is planned.
In here. This one. Excellent. The winds were 340. I think we're going to be coming into 10. But you know, let's not set it up. Let's not be. I always like to work ahead, but let's not get silly and work too far ahead. Just enjoy our flight. What is that? Lake Monroe. Right here. We won't be getting close enough to see Disney World today. Disneyland is in California, Disney World is in Florida. Let's just check the winds. Where are we here? 27. And just from about 2 o'clock. You can see our ground speed is 138. Interface just a little bit. These lights going on and off up here is just the autopilot with the trim. Down here you can see it moving. When I'm hand flying without the autopilot, I will be trimming myself versus the autopilot trimming. Another plane out here. Let's see if we can out there a bit. Just see if we can pick them up on the.
Flight Dreams 227 traffic is 11 o'clock 4 miles at 4,900
There he is right there.
twin jet. Report them in sight.
And there's another one.
Flight Dreams 227 has the traffic.
There it is right there.
570 traffic is 2 o'clock 3 miles at 4,000 feet to KLAL Twin Otter. Report them in sight.
They don't have us.
Flight 70 traffic in sight.
There we go. They've got us. But they're gone past us now, so that's good. Actually, it wasn't these two. So in the clutter, there he is right there. So we have two over here. And this plane. And by this plane is coming at us. This one is not. So we'll keep an eye out for that plane. I'm sure if it doesn't go behind us, ATC will give us a warning. There's the one plane that was heading east. Another plane could be too high. So we've made our turn and we're off to MC. We hit MC in 4.5 minutes, which is right here. Everything was good. Throttle, 5, oil pressure, both sides. Prop.
Flight Dreams 227, you're leaving light airspace.
Everything was good.
Resume on navigation. Contact Orlando approach on 135.3. Good day.
Going to 135.3 Flight Dreams 227.
There's up the heading.
Orlando approach Flight Dreams 227 4,000 feet.
Flight Dreams 227, Orlando approach altimeter 30.01 continuous planned.
Change the altimeter. And you notice I did reset the heading bug. And that's just in case something goes wrong. I have to take it off nav. It'll continue in the direction we're going. You can see the plane is actually heading this way, but the route is over here, and what's happening is, here's the wind indication. The difference in that angle is what we have to fly because of the wind. And I'm not having to do any of that. The autopilot is doing all of that.
Orlando approach Flight Dreams 227. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
Flight Dreams 227, Orlando approach. Cleared through the Bravo airspace.
Cleared through Bravo airspace Flight Dreams 227.
What I am going to do is I'm going to put in the frequency for the ILS 110.1, 110.1, and put that back to active, just in case, and 116.0, put that into VOR2, or NAV2. Let's say 0, and make it deactive. And you see here's VOR2. So to get to from where we are, get to Lakeland directly using the VOR if our autopilot fails. We would have to fly about 205, 206. So that's just in there. We're not going to update anything yet. Got a long way to go. Let's keep a track in here.
Orlando departure Southwest 1515 is passing 6,700 feet, climbing 7,400 feet. Southwest 1515 Orlando departure altimeter 30.00 continuous planned.
This is let's see. Don't see it yet. Believe Kilo Romeo Sierra Whiskey is Sarasota. That's where that plane is coming from. It's a general aviation plane. I'm not sure why it's not picked up. Anyways, now we're off to Dale. There in 3.5 minutes. Here's Dale. So we just made our turn at MC. 3.5 minutes through here. So we're looking pretty good.
Southwest 1515, contact Jacksonville Center on 134.0.
Just over these lakes, we will turn left. Very smooth flight today. While it's windy, it's not turbulent. That's another reason why
Going to 134.0, Southwest 1515.
I turned the seatbelt sign off. 45 when he indicated. And we're 128 on the ground speed. So when we made that little bit of a right turn at MC, we went a little bit more into the wind, which accounts for the 10 knot. Decrease in our speed. Make our left turn at Dale. We'll pick up some speed again. It's a beautiful day. No turbulence. Great day for flying. Flying into Sun and Fun 22. Yesterday was not so much fun. They had lots of rain. There was a NOTAM put out that if you were driving in the parking lots, which are all on grass, or mostly on grass anyway, I shouldn't say all, very soggy, they had that much rain, and they had to cancel the evening air show, which is unfortunate. So I don't know what they're going to do. I didn't look to see what was on at the air show. If it's duplicated each night or if they're different air shows, they'll extend it. I don't know, but we will be there for the air show.
Lakeland Airport information, Charlie 1400 Zulu. Wind 347 and 15.
Here we are.
Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 18. Dew point 10. Altimeter 30.02. Visual runway 28 in use. Landing and departing runway 28.
Okay. Looks pretty good there. We won't need the iOS. It's interesting. We will use VOR1. And actually we'll use VOR2. That's VOR2, sorry. I'll switch VOR1 over to be just the VOR rather than the iOS. Just the altimeter is 3002 versus 3001. And we're going to get an RNAV approach. So let's set up for that. Coming in from the north, so Con will be the one we want. Just made that left turn from Dale, now heading to Akojo. And procedure, select approach. We want the iOS. For 10, we want RNAV 28. Enter. And we want Condi. Or maybe it's just Con. I'm not sure. See here. It's there. If I loaded it now, we'd fly direct to Con. We don't want to do that. We're going over Varze. It's the NOTAM for to fly in to Sun and Fun, Lakeland noted. So I'm just going to load it for the moment. And that will be in. So we can come down and have a look. There's Con right here. Glide. ECADE will be the next. And then Kovda. And we're in. So VNAV, we want to set when we want to start our descent. We want to get to 2700 in here. And bye-bye. glide. So we're gonna go here, set the altimeter. We want to be at 2700. Here, let's see if we can do this 2 miles. I've never done this one before. After conned. There we are. So 2 miles after, which is in here, we should be at 2700. Make a right turn. Go in. And you will see here, we will start to make that turn or descent in 15.5 minutes. Take that. But so after we go past, oh sorry, let me here. Our safety, put our heading, and here 211 is just about bang on. Close enough. See here, our speed went from 128 knots up to 149 knots with that change of direction to the south. So we're going to keep our eyes on the VNAV, which is now 14.5 minutes, 1440. We make that descent start at 1,000 feet per minute. And right now we have just loaded the RNAV in. Once we get past Varze, will activate the approach, and that'll take us to conned and right in, glide, right turn. We will be checking the AWAS again before we get into our approach, just to make sure everything hasn't changed on us. Probably not. The winds have been pretty steady from that direction, 347 or so, 345 to 350 all morning. And I know a lot of people live out here. Boy, if I lived in Florida, I'd be close to the beach. But everybody has their own likes and preferences. Let's have a look at our chart again. Punku is there. We're just about here. And we'll make just a slight turn. Interesting. It shows up more on okay, there. It shows up more of a left turn than this does. This doesn't even show it as really a turn. Anyways, from there down to Varze, and so we will actually be coming. Let me just see if we flip over to. No, we can't yet. Coming down here after Varze, we'll go over here to conned, which will be out here somewhere, into glide, and then into the runway. And once we get there, we'll be parked, tied down. We'll be looking at all the displays, the static displays they have, the airplanes, the booths, chatting with other av geeks. Just having a great time today. We have a hotel, so a lot of people do camp out, but I won't be doing that. I'm going off to a local motel, a couple nights. Hopefully attending some seminars, chat by people. Now, of course, this is all virtual. I'm not really doing this. Maybe one day. This in Oshkosh. So I want to make sure the VOR is 116.0. So I'm going to change this to 116.0. Put it into the active. Now it won't change here. This here, sorry. Here in 217. 217. It doesn't change VOR1 because I'm still on nav. I'm going to go away off of nav, letting the flight management computer fly the plane. This will then kick up. Showing what I will do is right here, the trying into runway 28, you got to take the 276 radial. So I will dial this into 276, and you'll be facing basically left, right, across here. And as this middle bar comes close and then meets up, we know that's where the right turn will take place. So that way, if our and actually I won't even, sorry, I said I would take that off. I won't do that because I want the RNAV to be flowing. But I will set this, get closer to the, well,
Flight
to
Dreams
the,
227, you're leaving light airspace. Resume on navigation. Contact Orlando approach on 124 decimal 8. Good day.
it looks like,
124.8 for Flight Dreams 227.
doesn't look like we're on the right.
Orlando approach Flight Dreams 227, 4,000 feet.
Looks like we're off for some reason. Why?
Altimeter 30.02 continue as planned.
It's interesting, this line went down, but I'm going, oh,
227 contact Tampa approach on 135 decimal 5. Good day.
probably because, come over here, this is Varze up here, from Punku, it's coming down to Cond. Let's just see what happens if we put that in. Where is Cond? In the middle here, somewhere, find the, right down in here. It's my Jack Brown, right here. So if we actually take this, there, okay, that's why. That's okay, so we're going to come into Varze as they want us to, and then backtrack here, and come down. Put this one on, that's interesting, didn't think it would do that. Well, that's interesting. This has changed. Let's go back here and see the distance here. Let's tell them but oh, go to Cond. Where is it there? And we'll come here. I'll put it on Cond. 16 nautical miles. Okay, that's probably good. Interesting, that's not going to help us today. Procedure. Don't want to activate the approach yet until we go by. So I think what I'll do is once we turn past Varze, let's just have a look at they were still heading to Varze. This would have been Cond over here where they were taking us to, but we're going to cars. Varze first. Okay, after we pass Varze, turn in here, heading 139 at 16 miles. We're coming down here to glide. That's when I'll start the descent. Don't know why it did that. it being the vertical nav. Maybe I did it too soon. It doesn't look like I can change it. Vertical nav. It's all fine. Before. Let's have it be bang on. COD. Not giving it. I don't know. Maybe some of you who are watching, if you know why it's not showing up the vertical nav. That would be great if you could let me know. So be at Varze in just under 3 minutes. Let's just double check. Oh, wait. It's 14:58. Hopefully we'll get an updated ATIS at 1500. Varze is even showing up here, but I don't think all the waypoints show up. We're only 3 miles out, 5-mile ring here. That's okay. We deal with these things. So after we go to Varze, our original had us coming basically straight down to Lakeland, but since I have loaded the flight plan, come in here, as I mentioned earlier, do the 139. Probably won't even go down. We don't have that far to descend. So once I make the turn here, this VOR on 276, and as we get to that heading to the VOR, we should be on to the runway heading. And there we're making our turn. So we want to activate. There we go, make a bit more of a turn. Activate the RNAV approach. It's our temperature up here. Pretty good. 45 degrees Fahrenheit. 8 degrees centigrade. So now start our descent. Tune in now 2700. Arm altitude. I'm going to descend at 500 feet per minute now. Let's turn the fasten seatbelt sign back on. We've got a long way to go. Heading safety. Directed to con is 140 from where we are. Here we are. The wind is now at our back. About 5:30, 5 o'clock.
120.65 flight dreams 227. Tampa approach flight dreams 227 3,500 feet.
Sounds like we're not getting the ATC. Does that once in a while. I don't know why. Frustrating. Just making sure that we don't exceed our safe speed here. And there is over here a plant of some kind. Just have to tell what lake that is over here though. A few lakes over here. Oh, this is this one in here, but that's tough to tell. Let's see if we get a better view on the Miami chart. Not really. Okay. We're at our 2,700 feet, well in advance. Just under 2 minutes to con. Get to con, so we'll take a right turn to glide. It's back to 40. So we're just under 300 pounds in each tank of fuel per hour use. So call it 600 pounds per hour. In fact, got lots of fuel. We weren't running a full tank anyway because we do have full passengers. Yeah, full passenger load. See if we can get Lakeland tuned in. Airport is further from you. Green Swamp Aerodrome. Love it. Maybe fly into that with one of the amphibious planes one day. Linder Regional. This is where we want. Request full stop.
Lakeland Tower flight dreams 227 is 13 miles northeast, 2,700 feet with Charlie to land. Straight in runway 28 flight dreams 227.
Okay, well nothing's changed there. We don't know the barometer or the not barometer, the altimeter. Yeah, it is the barometer. Let's listen here on AWAS.
Airport information, Charlie 1500 Zulu. Wind 345 at 15. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 18. Dew point 10. Altimeter 30.03. Visual runway 28 in use. Landing and departing runway 28. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions.
There, so we changed the altimeter to 3003. We made our right. Going into glide, we'll be there in 1.5 minutes. Lakeland will be over here. We do have the winds were 345 Here's the direction we're going to be heading, west. 345 is up here at 15. Pretty good crosswind.
Clear to land runway 28, number 4 flight dreams 227.
Number 4 to land. Lots of people coming in. We may just ignore that. The game doesn't do a great job of spacing everybody out. Oh, let's have a look here. RNAV 28. We are. So we actually have to start descending to 1700 when we make our left turn. So let's tune that in now. But not until we make our left turn. Plane off. See it. I can see it here. Heading into glide. And we're going to be pretty darn close. Maybe we can get there first. North 1700. Arm. Let's go down at 1,000 feet per minute. Pull back on the throttle. So passenger signs are on, bleed air left and right as required, de-ice, deflector off, landing lights, they are on, altimeter set, yaw damper is off, propellers full forward, and there we go, full forward. Here we are, once we go past ECADE, we will start our 500-foot descent, which is in a minute 43 to ECADE. Let's have a quick look at the airport. Come off here, go to the right. A couple of FBOs. Who knows where they'll put us? Elevation is okay, super. It's 142. 142. So we're at the 1700. Let's go down 142. Put this down to 500. As we go past ECAD. Put this 276. There's the runway right there. I'm going to start pulling way back on the throttle if we give enough space, but if not, we're going to go in anyway. So the game doesn't do a great job of a bit more throttle. Flaps 10. Try and pull it back a little bit more. Flaps 20, I'm going to go flaps 30. More throttle. And here's the runway. As we go past ECAD, start descending. Actually, I will take it off. Autopilot when we do. Throttle here. See the wind here, 16. 345. Okay, take the autopilot off. We are now flying. Reduce the throttle, nose down. With the trim, keep it around 500 feet. Descending per minute, which is right here. Keeping my eye on that descent. Feet in a minute. I'm also keeping my eye here on the speed. You can see we're being pushed a little to the right. That's the wind coming from our right at about 2 o'clock. Back on the throttle. Get that descent at 500 again. We are very close. Normally we wouldn't land, but there's so many coming in, and they don't position us, as I said, in the game. So we're just gonna ignore that, which I wouldn't do in real life. A little bumpy here, which is understandable with the high winds closer to the ground. Another plane there from Daytona Beach. Left just before us. A lot of the grass to the left of the runway, just south of the runway, is where a lot of the planes will be parked. We'll probably get on the tarmac. We're a little high. See the happy lights here? They're right there, all white. Want them to be too white and too red. So descending just a little faster than we should. There we are. That's good. Went down a little bit too fast. It's okay. Get the best time to sightsee. Too busy. Flying this by hand. And that other plane is off the runway. That's great. We're going to go to the right when we get off the runway at the end. These planes are going to the left. Taxiing over there. I am a little high, but compensate for it.
100.
Windsock to our left, confirming.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
That was just a stall indicator, that's fine. Okay, flaps up. And the game's actually taking us to the right. These are all the planes you're seeing around are all live planes flying into or out of Lakeland for Southern Fun 22. There we go, strobes. Let's go up here. There we go. Strobes. Off. Taxi light on. And lights on. There's another plane coming in. Let's go to ground. Taxi to parking.
Lakeland ground flight dreams 227 taxi to parking.
Pitot heat off.
Taxiing to general aviation parking via taxiway Foxtrot flight dreams 227.
Transponder off. Trim reset. This notch to the left. There we go. And taxiway F. Let's just see what that does for us. And you can see here not taxiway F, in real life. Clear to the left. Foxtrot Alpha. See if I don't think it is. We're on Alpha. In the game, this is Juliet Kilo in real life, and that's why I have this on. Go where they want me to go. Interesting. I've done something to get this up. I don't know what I've done. It's blue to tell you that you're in the right area for parking. Don't need it. Don't know why it's up. Turn those lights off. Taxi lights so we don't blind this person when we turn. This marshal when we turn into the parking spot. Stop right here. Excellent. Parking brake. Power levels to idle. Prop. Levers. Feather. Generators. Off. The seatbelt sign for people. Fuel levers. Fuel. Boost pumps off. DC battery off. Off. Come on. What you doing it? We're stuck. There we go. That's off. I don't know why I did that. It's giving us hassles. That's off. Master lock is on. Let's walk to the back and open these doors for everybody. And there you go. Actually, let's take this off. I want to see the clock. Should have done that. Note the time. Wonder if it's because let's just put this back on. 59 minutes to go from Orlando. Let's reset that down to Lakeland. Now we'll turn this off. And the exterior, we'll put this on. And that's it. We are now. Here we go. I guess the other thing we can do is let everybody get their luggage out. I'm not sure if this will work if I don't have. Oh, it did. Luggage in the nose, luggage in the rear. And there we go. Great flight down to Lakeland for Fun and Fun 2020. I'm going to head off to see what the what's going on at all of the booths and just have some fun. So I hope you enjoyed this flight with me, and maybe one day I will get to Fun and Fun 2020 or Fun and Fun, whatever year, in person. And until then, may you have 3 green, blue skies, and the wind at your back.